Okay, so a couple months ago when we were going through the whole application process, I had no idea what I was doing and had no idea where I would end up. And I had no idea how my future would look like. And it wasn't until the very last night where we all had the very last deadline where we had to submit to the school that we're intending to attend there and the orientation and everything that I finally decided where I was going to attend. And it all came to me so sudden. And same way with my personal purpose and the impact I want to make. It all came to me so sudden, but I asked myself, what do I like to do? And I realized that I like to learn and teach at the same time, and I knew I can do that as an educator and as a teacher. So first, I want to talk about why I chose Cal State Fullerton, and then I want to get into my major and why I decided to choose that, and how I plan to use my education in order to make a difference. So first, why I chose Cal State Fullerton. Like I said, I had no idea where I was going to go. I wasn't sure. I was very fortunate to have many options, and even for my dream school, the University of Oregon, go Ducks, baby. And I thought I was 100% committed. I was very fortunate to be offered scholarships to attend there, but I realized that I had to take a step back because I knew that even though I was offered scholarships, it still was going to be a big move. Financially, it was still going to be big and everything. So I had to realize what I wanted and what I needed. And Cal State Fullerton was able to offer me that. They had a great teaching pathway program. The Career Center for Future Teachers is a supportive staff. And I was able to commute and save money on housing. And when I was having this conversation with my friend, named Junior Reño, this September 7th, and I asked him what he thought. And he just told me that at the end of the day, it was just important that I got that important piece of paper that that's always been drilled into our head. Now I want to move on to why I chose my major. English, which personally I think is the best thing. I don't have to deal with math, and I can't do math to save my life. And I thought in the other fields, it just wasn't enough room for me to work with. In history, your students fall asleep. In your math classes, your students already walk in halfway scared to death. And in science, I just think you look at things way too long. And in English, I thought there's no right or wrong answer. It's all subjective. Everything's up to your interpretation. And all the way from elementary to my senior year, I always felt that that was the safest environment where you can always express yourself. Now I want to get into how I plan to use my education and make an impact. For me, what I want to do, I come from an underperformed community down the street in Anaheim, and I want to make a difference in the education pipeline, at least there, if I can't make it anywhere else. I want to go back there and become a role model for everybody that doesn't think they can make it out. When I was having a conversation with someone I grew up with on my street, his name's Abraham Serrano. We're having this conversation on September 7th. He's a dropout, he dropped out his junior year. And I asked him what happened. And he just told me there was no one there when he had any questions, there was no blueprint. And I followed up and I asked him how can I make a difference for someone in the future that was in the same position as him. And he just told me that someone needs to become an example. And even if I can become an example for at least just one student, then at least I knew I made some sort of a difference. In conclusion, I talked about why I chose Cal State Fullerton, my major, and how I plan to make a difference. And I want to leave you with this. You guys may not know, same way that I did a couple months ago, what you're going to do or what your purpose is. And you may think that you're lost and in a bubble, but in reality, you're not just lost. You're really just super early in the process, so you don't need to worry about it right now. Thank you.